It can save your life, your home, your car. It's like having a firefighter in the palm of your hand. Searing flames are extinguished in the blink of an eye.
Today we have innovations that detect and suppress fires in milliseconds.
Using advanced fire suppression technology, so powerful you can extinguish a fire from 50 feet away.
And just like your smartphones change, hazards and techniques for suppressing fires change literally on a daily basis.
Like a centurion on guard, the 5-pound multi-purpose fire extinguisher can be found in just about every home and office on the globe.
From the North Pole to the South Pole and everything in between.
Amerex is the largest manufacturer of portable fire extinguishers in the world.
We make them as small as 1.5 pounds to as big as the ones that you see behind me here.
With an output of 15,000 extinguishers a day, you need a foolproof manufacturing process. It starts with the canisters being brazed. Then chemicals are mixed. The extinguisher is assembled, and after leak testing, it's ready to fight fire.
The process begins when the steel cylinder comes through the dock.
A good day for me would be loading 60 to 100 shells.
Take the bottom and the collar, and we attach those in our cylinder assembly area.
We got to put in collars to make sure that it feeds collars to the machine to keep it running.
A copper filler wire is wrapped between the cylinder and the collar and the cylinder and the base.
It goes through the critical process of brazing, where the three pieces are joined.
To make the joints permanent, a hydrogen gas mixture is injected into the brazing oven at 360 degrees, liquefying the copper filler wire, effectively welding the collar and the base to the cylinder.
We braze it, and the filler metal melts around and flows around the joint.
After brazing, whether under extreme heat or pressure, these bonds are unbreakable. To test them, on their way out, the canisters pass through a pressure chamber.
We test every single cylinder at 3 times operating pressure.
The 5-pound cylinder has an operating pressure of 195 psi. 1 cylinder per batch is hydrostatically tested.
This is our hydrostatic burst test for the 5-pound cylinders.
The canister is filled with water, then pressure in the sealed chamber is increased until the canister bursts. Sensors record the burst data.
It usually goes anywhere between 12, 13, 1400 psi.
I'm going to fill it up with water to prepare it to be hydrostatically tested.
The cylinders need to reach a minimum burst pressure of 1,170 pounds per square inch.
It bursted at 1,506.
The location of the burst is critical. A burst on the side wall means the brazed joints are solid.
This is a passing shell, and that's it.
Now these cans have earned their rocket red color.
Red is required in Europe under the European standards, but in the U.S. it's just tradition, and in Canada also it's just tradition.
Ready for filling, the content today is a far cry from the early days of the water extinguisher.
Just like your smartphones change literally day to day, that's how hazards and techniques for suppressing fires change literally on a daily basis.
Today, dry chemical compounds conquer just about any household combustibles.
A vast majority of the chemical compounds in the dry powder are monoammonium phosphate and ammonium sulfate.
Those are common chemicals found in most crop fertilizers.
It creates a coating over the surfaces and it effectively cuts off the oxygen flow to the fire itself.
Arriving by train, the chemicals are released into a screw conveyor that pumps them to the storage silos.
We have about 1 million pounds just of the monoammonium phosphate in the plant at any particular time.
1 million pounds is 5 rail cars filled to the brim. To keep these chemicals securely sealed inside the cylinder, a specialized valve is manufactured.
We produce the valve bodies by running 15-foot long lengths of aluminum bar stock into one of the machines.
We load it about 5 times a day. About every 2 hours, you got to load it.
And then he cuts the blank and drills in holes that are necessary.
And it puts the threads on it, makes it the right thickness. We just double check it when they come out.
It then moves on to a rotating table machine. That is a machine with 15 stations doing 15 separate operations to the blank.
The rotating table machine works at 6 seconds a step, taking 1 minute to finish a valve. With all the components made, the shells are ready to be filled and sealed.
It's a 5-pound shell. There's approximately 5 pounds of powder in it.
With the 5 pounds of chemicals added, they add the gauge, plunger, spring, O-ring, and siphon tube.
You oil the top of it. You'll hit the bottom to fluff it up. You take the valve, put it in there, spin it on. You hit the top to make sure it's good and tight, and then you put the pin in place.
At the last stage, the extinguishers are pressurized, so that when the chemicals are released, the flow will spread far and wide.
Okay, basically we're checking these shells for leaks to make sure they're pressurized. If a green light come on, that means that they're good.
Like the guards of Buckingham Palace, never moving, but always at the ready, these extinguishers are your own personal fire security force.
Fire extinguishers are a life safety product. They have to work. They have to work whether they've been sitting on a wall for 2 days or 24 years. They have to work.